Hey guys, Bowie here, and this is things I learned with Miracle's Clinkz in 706. Just a quick reminder, I'm streaming every day at least 5 hours a day. I'm mainly playing on US East, and because of it, since I'm from Brazil, my queue times are huge. What I've been doing lately is give the viewers the chance to have their replays cast or analyzed, you can choose it, by me during the downtimes of every game. If you're interested, you should probably tune in and see if you can get your replays analyzed. My stream has its own currency that is mainly acquired by watching me stream. It's called Crisps, and the person that buys the biggest amount of raffle tickets during my games has the largest chance of having its game cast. Clinkz is, as of now, the highest win rate hero in 5k plus, and today you will learn why. There are two common openers for Clinkz: the Naked Ring of Protection with some region and a mango, or this one you will see here. Both have mango in common because Soul Ring is pretty much core in this hero. He is very mana hungry, and at the same time he has the ability to eat creeps, and when he death pacts, he gets his current and total HP healed, which means that Soul Ring doesn't take a 2 on what seems like a very low HP and fragile hero. You don't usually see Clinkz going for Shadow Walk level 1, but against Treant he's able to snatch a bounty rune because of it. You also don't see ranged heroes being picked against Nature's Prophet. Like in Clinkz's case, it's a little bit different though, because Clinkz can actually harass Nature's Prophet for a lot of damage and even farm his Treants when he has Searing Arrows. At level 1 he's definitely a little bit scared of what Nature's Prophet can do, but with his supports showing up, they get first blood and the lane starts looking way harder for Nature's Prophet. After Searing Arrows, Clinkz can actually do a lot of damage and even farm some Treants. As you can see, Clinkz immediately goes for Basilius when he has gold. Usually, you go for the Magic Wand build when the enemy offlaner uses a lot of skills. Nature's Prophet, Earthshaker, Batrider, Bristleback are examples of that, but the mana regen as well as the extra damage from Basilius, so that you don't need to use Searing Arrows for every CS is important, so you can see that it's the next item queued. While Soul Ring is great, you only really start using it after you're level 6, but the Mango makes you never leave your lane and gives you above average HP regen to stay in the lane. So this is usually why people start with the Mango anyways. When Lash tries to man up on Miracle, you can see how he tried to wiggle to dodge the stun, but ultimately mans up and ends up falling even though he gets the kill. Kinda like Weaver, this hero is played in the laning phase without boots until you get your basic kit, which most of the time consists of Ekla, Soul Ring and Bystone. As soon as Goku respawns, pay attention how he tries to sneak on Nature's Prophet. This hero has a lot of kill potential at all times, as long as you have Straff ready, so that's why he waits for the cooldown of Straff or Earthshaker to get there. Thanks to the Great Fissure, it's an easy kill. In this game, Miracle went boots first, probably because he was already full mana and full HP, but it's not uncommon to see Clinkz players waiting Soul Ring to get it. After using Death Pact, pay attention how he starts attacking the tower without Straff. Radiant has Glyph, and a common mistake Clinkz usually go for is going in with Straff, only for a Radiant to pop Glyph, wasting your mana and cooldowns. Since he saves it, look how much damage he can do to the Nature's Prophet that just TP'd to that lane. It's also important to note how Miracle makes sure to last hit without using Searing Arrows now that he is higher level to be able to force towers and get kills when needed. It's also very important to use Death Pact as often as possible, not only because it heals you, but because you can last hit without using Searing Arrows as well as get kills or push towers. He tries to stack and Death Pact at the same time, and since he only went for the rune after using Death Pact, he gets a kill despite being challenged by 3 heroes at the same time. This hero is like kinda Ursa. You just don't run away with this hero most of the time. Like, if you're sure you're going to die, at least try to take a hero down. If you have Death Pact on, you're probably gonna get at least 1 kill. One thing to mention is that some players don't finish treads and instead go for naked boots. I do like having treads though. It feels like without it, you're way too reliant on your Straff cooldown, and also being able to tread switch is always nice. Not only tread switch, take a look at this play. Since Van just died and Miracle had vision of Nature's Prophet TPing from his top shrine to that location, as well as Lashrak there, while on top of that, seconds later, Sky and Windranger are mid, he's able to take top tower uncontested, this time without holding on Straff, since he knows that the Glyph is on cooldown. But pay attention with intelligence strats, and we're gonna talk a lot about this. This will allow him to have a higher mana percentage later, while pretty much not affecting his DPS. It's not only about his DPS, but the fact that he never goes back to the base. This hero is great because he is ultra sustainable. The medallion pick itself is not something every Clinkz goes for. It does increase your sieging capabilities, since you can make creeps tankier, and you can get a lot of pickoffs at an early stage instead of farming the entire game to get a Desolator. In this clip, you can see how fast he bursts Lashrak thanks to Earthshaker being there, and by using Soul Ring before Shadow Walk or Death Pact, he's always full mana to be able to get pickoffs at all times. The playstyle is very similar throughout the entire game. He always leaves the large camp creep while he farms the region, Soul Rings, Death Pacts, while using int threads and goes after whatever kill he can find. The beauty of Solar Crest is how much kill potential it gives you for how cheap it is. The extra mana regen on top of the cheap items it's built from really helps your mid game while you finish your Desolate. Pay attention how he keeps attacking with int threads and they even get tier 1 mid here. Another important aspect of Miracle's build is having only 2 points in Strath. A lot of people max this skill because it means in theory you can use more than 1 Strath during Death Pact. Death Pact lasts for 65 seconds and the cooldown on Strath decreases with levels up to 25 seconds. What people forget though is that if you're not killing someone right on your side when you use Death Pact, your low move speed with level 1 Skeleton Walk will never allow you to use Strath on 2 solo kills most of the time. Yes, you can take towers, but in this pick-off oriented playstyle, the extra move speed is great not only to surprise enemies, but also if you actually wait for Skeleton Walk CD to get ready, you can run away from dust and sentries after getting your pick-off super easily. 4 seconds of duration on Strath, as you can see, is more often than not enough to kill most supports and even cores, and it gives you a lot of map presence. This is kinda minor, but note how Miracle always kills the small creep before committing Death Pact instead of killing them faster with the extra damage. This playstyle is all about being super efficient with the Death Pact duration, and he wants as many kill opportunities with the ult as possible. Another great use of having max level Skeleton Walk instead of Strath is what we can see here. Miracle engages on Nature's Prophet, and even though he takes way too long to pop Solar Crest, he has enough move speed to land another right click, securing the kill for his team. All of that again with int threads. This hero is mana hungry as hell, but since he always soul rings before using his spells and does all of it with int threads, he's pretty much full mana most of the time, which means he doesn't need to use shrines, he doesn't need to go back to base or for clarities. Since bottom is pushing, he can also take tier 1 even without a creep wave. One thing to mention is how Miracle only goes for kills or towers when he is under Death Pact. There's always a pattern of going for kills and roaming, retreating later, preferably to the enemy jungle so that you can steal their farm, and then repeat. In this clip, pay attention how the fact that he has Death Pact actually saves him. He takes 1.2k damage, his base HP by the way. But since he was under Death Pact and uses a magic wand, look what happens after the fight. He has more than 80% HP, and on top of that, they get 3 kills during that rotation. That's not the only example. After that kill, he hits a common Ugger so that he has enough damage to take tier 2, and even though he doesn't have a lot of bonus HP since he got a bad creep from Death Pact, look what happens in this clip. He tanks an entire Silence Mystic Flare, kills Nature's Prophet, while also enables his team to take Wind Ranger down. Well, to summarize, this hero is all about having mana regen sustain because his ult gives HP sustain automatically. By playing with this jungle into roaming pattern at all times, Miracle can keep pressure in all lanes while always being on top of the net worth since he kills so easily and almost never dies, thanks to him never going for kills without Death Pact online. Unlike most heroes that have a big mid-game presence, this hero sieges very fast, and thanks to his good rotations and item decisions, Miracle ends this game quite easily and fast. As of always, you can find most of my extended versions of videos on Pugna. Pugna, by the way, has been supporting this channel for a very long time, so if you're interested in the videos from other players like Quagga, Moni, Fogged, you can definitely check their Pugna pages. Pugna also released Oracle. It's sort of a Dota buff that it's tailored towards making you a better player and not only showing stats. So it actually shows stats, but it compares those stats with your own MMR and the MMR brackets above you, which ends up allowing you to find out what it is that you're doing wrong. With that data, I'm pretty sure you can actually set up yourself to get better at Dota.